Hey doers, I was just watching a video and it got me thinking um, about the whole idea of positivity. And you hear it all the time, just be positive. Just you have to be positive. When things go bad, you have to be positive. And when you got to live your life in a positive way and everything will be okay. And okay, fine. But how the hell do you do that? You know, there's a small percentage of people who just are just born positive. It's just the way that they're wired. They're gonna find the best in everything. But I tend to think that most of us are wired to find negativity first. And so for the rest of us who aren't just born positive, how do we do that? How do we just be positive? And I don't think it has anything with being positive. I think it has everything to do with taking responsibility for the way that we react to the things that we find to be negative. And because that's what, positivity, negativity, those are just words, but what are the behaviors, right? You can smile and be the most negative person around. How do you just be positive? Well, in my experience, here's my example. Things don't go my way, and I say things like, unbelievable. I can't even believe this. Why would this happen to me? This always happens. This is just the way it's going to go. It's never, it's just how it has to be. There's no way, there's no getting around it. It's just going to be, this is going to be a miserable thing, and it's just going to, what am I doing? I am choosing misery. I'm choosing negativity. And how do you think I'm going to react? No matter what happens, something could go marginally wrong, and I'm going to turn that into the worst thing that's ever happened. Something could start going slightly right, and I'm going to find a way that it's going to not last long and it's going to fall apart. But if I'm somebody who's taking responsibility for my reactions in the face of issues and the things that we deal with every single day, when things go wrong, if I remember that I'm in control of how I feel, I'm in control of how I react in the situation. It doesn't make everything disappear. It's not a magic pill. It's not going to just make everything okay. But what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to see the path that I need to take to navigate through the negativity, through the difficulty, through the problems that life are constantly throwing at us. And I think that's, for me, so very difficult. And for someone who thinks the way that I do, and we see the people that are hardwired to be positive, they're positive no matter what, we get very annoyed by that person. Because it's not because we want them to be miserable. It's because we haven't figured out how to not be miserable. It's a jealousy. It's a not understanding, really. It's hard to deal with when you don't have the understanding that you're actually in control of how you feel. When you feel like everything's working against you and nothing is going to go right, you've made that choice. And we have the equal opportunity to make the choice to move forward and see the path of how to navigate through the issue and come out on the other side and be that person that may not be hardwired for positivity, but someone who's able to deal with negativity and difficulty in a positive way. And for someone like me, it takes a lot of consistent practice. I started a long time ago with training myself that when things don't go the way that I want them to, when I feel myself slipping into that same old track of nothing's going to go right, this always happens to me, blah, 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 I stop myself and I would do it consistently. I think I drove Leanne crazy because it would happen in the car all the time when people cut me off, but I would stop myself. And that was one of the first real personal development habits that I started using, was I'd stop myself and I would say it out loud. I don't have to feel this way. I can move forward, I can be positive. I have the choice of how I feel. That person, that circumstance, this issue is not in control of how I feel. I'm in control. And you can be in control too. But it takes consistency. I keep saying it, consistency compounds. It's the only truth. It's the only truth. When you consistently do the right things, you get better and better and better and better results, and it builds on each other, and it builds. But the same thing happens with negativity. When you're doing the wrong things, we know this. You stop working out, you start eating poorly, it gets worse, and the more you do it, the worse it gets, the worse it gets. It builds, it builds, it builds, and you pack on the pounds and you feel horrible. It works both ways. So it's all about a commitment to a habit, and it's got to become a way of life. And when you've done it enough times, over and over, it becomes second nature, and you rewire yourself, and all of a sudden, for me, I wouldn't call myself a hardwired positive person, but I would call myself a rewired person who's able to positively deal with negative issues. So I hope that's helpful. I hope that you start finding the things that you need to be consistent at that are going to make you better. And I hope that we can all be better today than we were yesterday. So keep doing today, guys. You know, without today, yesterday and tomorrow don't matter. I'll see you guys later.